We can tweak that, we can adjust it, but that's the way we started it.
Okay.
So there is a little bit of a game to be played, and the challenge is that they don't do a great job of marking the liners, especially once you have it inside out.
Well, I could always take a black marker and kind of notch on here.
That's what I do, and I wanted to just show you that before I did it, because it will last a good long time, a permanent marker, and eventually you might have to go back.
Right, it's going to rub off first.
So if that's cool with you, what I'll do is we'll just...
Yeah, sounds like a plan to me, because I'm going to do the same thing you're going to do, so you might as well go ahead and do it now.
And this is just your training prosthesis, so this is a chance for you to figure out like what works for you and what doesn't. So I usually bring this down this way, put a little line there so you see that as you're rolling it.
Okay, cool.
And then when you get it most of the way down, like that, you can still generally find that location. Now you can see it all the way at the bottom. You can sort of say, well,
it's like right there.
Yeah. So you can either do what I did on the outside all the way, or like you can, if you want to, or you can just put it at the top so you get started.
Yeah,
So
it doesn't make any difference.
Whatever works well for you.
Okay.
And Ed will practice this with you because he's going to want to make sure you are good at it and comfortable with it at home.
I'm sure I'm going to need a secondary person to do this, especially for a little while.
You will. Yeah, you'll need some help. How about, see what I'm going to do.
I'll be having my boyfriend help me put it on before he leaves for work, or...
Yeah, whatever. I think you could become independent. I have had people with all sorts of challenges become completely independent with the process.
Right.
Just some people take a little longer to figure it out than others.
There you go.
But certainly the goal for Ed is going to be that you're independent. He's going to want you to be able to do as much of it as you
Mr.
possibly
Mark, is it okay if I put that right there?
Yeah, I'm going to see the front of it a little bit.
Yeah, video recorded.
So I think Ed's
getting me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was getting you.
I think Ed's going to push you a little bit to become as independent as possible.
That's what I want.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I want.
So I'm going to have you scoot out to the edge.
Okay.
Oh, damn.
And I think that's okay for now, right?
Yeah.
And last time we used your spandex.
Yeah, that's fine. We can just
On
put it
there,
right
okay.
on top.
Yep.
That's why I wore these today. I figured it would just be easier. We don't have to try to try and
That's great.
pull up pants and.
And you should, as long as it doesn't cover the bottom, it shouldn't be a problem.
Okay.
The suction-y part of a liner. So this takes a little bit of practice because you got to stretch it some. And as the liner breaks in, it'll be easier to get on. And when you get to the little tabby part, it flips up. There we go.
That's the worst part of it is when you first initially put it on, that's the only part of it that
It's
feels
uncomfortable?
super
Yeah.
uncomfortable, yeah. I mean, I
So-
wouldn't say it's painful, it's just uncomfortable.
So two things will happen as you start to wear the prosthesis on a regular basis. This is going to stretch.
Right.
It's brand new silicone.
Yeah,
And your legs can get a little smaller.
yeah.
So both of them will make this less
Plus somebody's
compressive,
gonna weight too.
and that will help too.
That's gonna help.
So if you think this looks good, which is pretty close, maybe it's just the way you're sitting, then I would go ahead and try to put your prosthesis on. Today we're just going to do it. If it looked like it was kind of rotated, you might just save yourself the frustration of saying, if it was really off, there's no way it's going to work. So you should just take it off, put it back on again.
Yeah.
Because you're just going to be frustrated.
Okay.
So if it's close, I would try it, and you will know pretty quickly if it's right or wrong.
Okay.
Once you've done it a few times,
Yeah, you're gonna get the
that's
feel
right,
of
or
it.
yeah, you're
How does it feel with the strap thing on?
It feels tight.
Yeah.
It just feels like pressure.
Does it hurt? What I'm trying to
No,
say?
it's not painful. It's just pressure.
Alright.
So right now, this has a lock on it. Then when you pull this, it releases it.
Okay.
And when it's straight, it's automatically locked. It's just a very simple pull strap. Eventually, I can turn that lock off.
Okay.
And what it'll do is it'll bend freely until you put a load on it. And then it'll bind up. And that's just turning a screw on the side here. Which we'll do once you've had a chance to really learn how to use it.
Yeah, there's going to be some time on it.
We'll see,
you know.
yeah. Right now, I think it's probably safest to walk with the knees straight, and then just sort of like an unusual gait with the legs straight. It's not normal,
Right.
but it'll be safe, and you'll have like almost no risk of when you're buckling and falling because it's going to be straight.
Everything is a process.
And that looks pretty good just from the get-go. Now I know I helped you with it. I'm just saying the way it goes on and how this lock lined up with your leg and how the knee looks. You see how that looks like it's pretty straight.
Right.
If this was really kicked over one way or the other, you might think, that's not right. It can't possibly be right. But it's pretty straight. And the lock is straight. You see the hole there with the piece coming through?
Okay.
That's a good sign. So I think we did a good job putting the liner on, getting the socket in the right spot, and everything's good right now.
Okay.
Now when you go to stand up, this knee is free until it gets straight, and now it's locked. So when you stand up, not only are you thinking don't fall down, but you're trying to get that knee straight.
Right.
Then you're safe. In between sitting and in between here and up to the top, it's not going to hold you very well.
Right, it's gonna basically just buckle.
It just wants to buckle. Yeah. Now you can learn to control that with your hip, and therapy is going to teach you how to do that.
Okay.
That's part of the use of the prosthesis. But I'm just letting you know that you got a range from about 90 degrees up to 0 until it catches. Okay. All right, that's it. I'm going to bring the walker in front of you.
Yep.
And I'm going to help you with the knee. All I really want you to do is just stand up to the walker.
Okay.
So scooch on out. There you go. That's it. Off you go. And there it is, locked. You did it. Piece of cake.
How does that feel, babe?
Feels wobbly. I think it's gonna feel that way for
Does it feel
a
even?
little while.
Is it
Yeah,
even?
I mean,
Like,
Your knee's a little bent, but I don't want to push you too straight if I don't have to yet. I can always make the prosthesis a little taller. I need to. Just come in here and look at your hips. Oh, I mean, pretty close. Pretty close. We want the prosthesis probably just to be a hair short because right now we don't have a knee bend.
right.
If it was completely the same length, you'd really have to like hike your hip and all that. If it's just a hair short, you should be able to move. Yeah, exactly. So you'll learn to do that, and then when I unlock it, Ed can teach you how to walk and bend it.
Okay.
How you feel?
It feels okay.
You don't feel like dizzy or anything? Or
No.
Good. One of the things I worry about for people who haven't, really stood for a long time is, are you really going to be like uncomfortable in standing? Now I tried to keep the socket as low as I could.
how do you feel?
It feels okay.
Be honest. If
Yeah,
you're not
I mean,
feeling
it
comfortable,
feels-
If you move that walker
I mean,
out
it
in front
feels
of you,
weird.
can you take a couple steps forward?
yeah, baby.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's it. Now keep that walker out in front of you. Because you don't want to bang up into it too much. There you go.
All right, that's good, baby. Trying to go back slowly. Oh, be careful.
I got it. I got it.
A little bit more. Yeah, always try to move that
When
leg
you're
too,
gonna
baby.
sit, you take a little bit of weight off the prosthesis. Pick it up. Yeah, now we're good. And then you pull that thing. Gotta take some weight off of it.
Careful, babe.
We'll work on it.
There we go.
Yeah, that's gonna need to be worked
Whew,
on
that was rough.
for a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. You did
We're
well.
getting there.
Yeah. It's gonna take time to get used to, for sure.
Yeah,
it's
it's-
definitely a weird feeling.
Yeah. Takes a lot of energy too.
Oh,
Yeah.
So-
Even just those first couple stands, it's a lot.
Yep, so when you're walking
Sorry.
forward- No, you're fine.
I had to move your phone. I was trying to get leverage, but it didn't work.
There are some things that go with it. That's one liner with
Okay.
a lock tab on it. There's a second liner which I'm going to hold. I'm not going to cut it or put glue on the tab yet until we're sure the first one's correct.
Okay.
So there's some things that go with the prosthesis, but right now the basic piece is the liner with the locking tab
Okay.
and the prosthesis.
Basically, everything is what I need is what's here.
Exactly, that's all you need right now.
Cool.
My new day.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we get to take them home today?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
cool.
it's mine to take home.
I told Ed
It's my
when
day.
Yeah.
let me see if this is in now. No. I told Ed when I got you back to the room, got your prosthesis on, I would grab him just so we
Okay.
take a look. So you good for a minute?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll be right back. I think he's right next to it.
So
Yeah.
the next question is,
You can turn
I mean,
that on.
that is not going to be your